Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Welcome. This is the Sports Trapp Podcast. My name is John Trapp. Christopher C-Rod Rodriguez. Oh, yeah. Khoa on the ones and twos to my right, left. How do we? Yeah, I'm still getting used to this. People, your podcast is back. Yes, sir. Sports Trapp Podcast back on live and direct. Houston, Texas, representing A-Sound Sports. Hey, man, we back on the air. This COVID-19 can't stop us. This Bill O'Brien virus cannot stop us. It took us a while, but we back for you people. We back. And we did run down through one show. Houston, Texas represent. Yes, sir, Mr. Christopher C. Rodriguez. You got that Rockets hat with the in the corner office, downtown, live in the rec.
Somebody's got to dictate the city. Somebody got to run the city. Call me the mayor with this mustache.
Hey, Khoa's out there in looks like Hawaii or the Caribbean or something. But how's that sun out there, man?
How the hell you get past the mandatory lockdown over there in the tropics, man? The hell?
That must be amazing over there.
This is gonna be a special episode. As we battle through this, we're gonna keep this one light and fun. I want to get into what we've been doing since we have no sports. We have a lack of content to pay attention to because, man, all we can do is stay inside.
Ooh, I have an idea, John. How about we give the people a new part of the segment of the show, which is top 10 in 10 minutes. Boom.
Oh, top 10. Yes, sir. So, with that being said, I don't know. Can you put a drum roll in there? I can't. But there you go. Something like that.
That sounded like beating off. That sounded weird.
Hey, are we gonna put that in our top 10? I don't know.
Oh.
But I will say this, Chris, on the top 10 schedule, number 10, what have you been doing?
Wait, you didn't even announce what this top 10 was.
What do you mean? Oh. Yeah, I did. What we've been doing since then?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Top 10 things we've been doing for passing the time in this coronavirus environment. Besides thinking about ways to should I say that? Should I say like watching videos like of the Triple X?
Hey, man, that's between you, your hand, and your wife. I guess ain't nothing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that one for another show. Top 10 video.
No. Yeah, this
Hey,
we could call it
free, people.
We could say this is the top 10 things to do while in quarantine. Boom.
There you go. Okay. See, my mind was somewhere else.
Hey,
Yeah,
that could be its own
I
episode.
gotta write my whole top 10 down all over again now. My bad. This is the wrong show. So number 10, as we put it together. So we've been reading, we've been writing, and as a father, I've been homeschooling. Teachers, I appreciate you so much right now. But Chris, what have you been getting into as far as reading and something good to write for the people, or it's good to read for the people?
Well, I mean, honestly, in a time like this where there's crisis and everybody's full of worries and anxiety, I think the Kobe Bryant's Mama Mentality book has been like a great read for me as far as just keeping my focus and perspective. And then also a book that I recommend for Bill O'Brien is called How to Unfuck Yourself. That's another book that I've been reading. It's a great book.
That's good. All right, so did y'all write these top 10s down? Because I did.
Yeah.
All right. Khoa, you got anything else for as far as reading and writing? Man,
I told you earlier. I went home to my parents and got this bookshelf full of books, and I realized like I don't know if I finished any of these. So I grabbed one and I took it home, and it's just a big old the I don't know if you can see it.
Nope.
There you go. I see it. Oh.
It's a big old handbook.
Oh, snap.
Film production handbook. So it's a thick sucker. So I'm gonna try to get through it and just sharpen my skills.
Some of that dust got in my eyes, bro.
Boy, Khoa always putting in that work, man. That's why we on the air right now, because of you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, man, I just appreciate these teachers, man, so much. How is it that I feel like I send out these kids to go get taught by these teachers, and these teachers send them right back to me? Now I got to teach them. Wow, it's actually harder than you think to be a teacher. Like I said, I appreciate you guys so much.
I believe it 100%.
Hell yeah, man. You got basically you realize how lazy the kids are and how they try to look for the easy way out when you have to teach them.
Yeah. All right, number 9. What you guys got? What do you have, guys?
So number 9 is watching some great. Since we don't have live sports at the moment, just watching our favorite highlights, man. Highlights and old clips and recaps, reruns. A lot of good ones out there. What have y'all been watching?
Without sports, it makes you want to go back and watch all the vintage footage. But honestly, man, I've been watching a lot of highlights and actual real games of like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Bo Jackson, and of course, my Alabama Crimson Tide when we were actually winners.
Man, you know what? I can't bring myself to watch a complete game, like a game that I already watched. Like, I'll watch clips and I'll watch highlights. But as far as a complete game, I'm just like, oh, man, I want to be into it. I need sports in my life so bad. But I will say, man, I cannot wait for that. Any documentary style sports clip or sports film. And speaking of which, we're going to get the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls documentary out sooner than. That's one thing. Another thing with the coronavirus, people are clamoring for content, so they just said, you know what, we'll push it forward. All these movie theaters, they can't bring out movies in the movie theaters. They're like, you know what, pay $20 and y'all can watch it at home. So yeah, I'm excited to watch that Michael Jordan documentary. I think it's 10 episodes. Is that right? Is that if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't. I've watched everything of Michael Jordan. I can't wait to see what new content or new video that they have, because I don't know how much. Like, do you remember the video, the documentary "Come Fly with Me"? I watched that video like 5 times. I don't see how they have more stuff, but hopefully they do, because that should be a good badass documentary, and I'm so ready for it.
Hell yeah, I'm super excited for that. Yeah, I've been watching just all different types of highlights. I was watching Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi old U.S. Open, Australian Open from like 95, 2000. Man, and
I think I could watch something over again. Just don't tell me who won. Like, but with basketball, it's so hard because I know it like an encyclopedia. Yeah. But Sampras and Agassi had so many battles where they took turns winning, so that would be fun to watch. Like, I could sit there and watch that, and just don't tell me who won that one match.
Yeah, no, same. And yeah, a lot of these, even if I've seen them before, sometimes like I forget. You know, they have so many battles and whatnot. Yeah, I mean with basketball or football, it's harder because you you can typically remember, like, if it was an important game or something, like, oh, I know who won that.
Right.
Unless you just watch like a regular season game. But
Yeah, but see,
another thing that if it's not actual sports, just different sports content. Like, I don't know if y'all are keeping up with like just stuff that goes on like ESPN or other like shows or podcasts. Like I mentioned one before, the one that I really like. If y'all don't watch it, y'all, I highly recommend it. Is All the Smoke by Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. It is so good, and you get like just good content because Matt Barnes is actually a phenomenal interviewer, and he knows how to get like the right. He asks the right questions. He's real articulate. So they had.
It's crazy because they're high as hell. They're high as fuck.
But he still is damn good, and maybe that makes him better. I don't know. You know, it's like
I don't know, man. Maybe I need to smoke a
they've
doobie
had
before I
great
get on the
episodes.
show.
No. You don't need to smoke anything. You're good.
All right, fellas. Number 8. What do you
show.
guys have for number 8? Because I got cooking. Y'all been making some fresh dinner, delectable dinner plates. Khoa,
Yes,
what you been coming up with, man? I know you got some pho or something. Like no offense. You got
the fuck?
No, man, that's my mom. Dude. I can't cook any of that. This is probably a good time to learn. I should probably learn how to actually make some Vietnamese food.
Shit. Chris, what you been coming up with, man? Oh, there you go. Hey, man, you should have snapped the video or snapped the pictures.
I know I should have. I ate them too fast. I was like, man, I'm hungry.
Chris, what you been making? What's your best plate you made so far?
My best plate, probably like my honey sriracha chicken.
Ooh, dang, that sounds good. Honey sriracha. I wouldn't have thought those two flavors together, but damn, I like honey.
That's really good.
I like sriracha.
You know, I'm pretty good at making. Like I made spaghetti sauce from scratch the other day. That turned out pretty good.
What is that? Like the what's it called? The
Tomatoes?
peeled tomatoes.
Definitely had a lot of diced up chopped up tomatoes. The only thing is like I had to basically figure out how to come up with a good paste. I didn't have any paste because that was all sold out because of Bob. Anyways, so I ended up having to improvise and use some ketchup.
You can use ketchup?
Yes, you can. Actually, you really can, and it actually turned out pretty good.
That's the Filipino way.
Yeah, man, it's pretty. You just gotta let it like marinate. Like, you gotta let it like sit there for like a couple hours and just let it like
Bro, I've
had
my sister-in-law. She makes spaghetti with mayonnaise and ketchup.
No.
Mayonnaise and ketchup. Right.
She white?
What?
She must be white.
Not at all. This
She's
is
not
like
white.
This is like a customary dish.
It's like raisins and potato salads. That sounds white to me, man.
Oh,
that sounds
disgusting.
But I hope you know I have run back to my Colombian roots, and I have made arroz con pollo.
Oh, rolling the R's. It's rolling the R's.
Man, exactly, right. I've learned Spanish. We're going back to the reading. I've learned Spanish all over again. I recognize I am a horrible. I cannot read Spanish to save my life. If they told me not to stutter or I die, I would stutter like 5 more times. So yeah, I can't read Spanish, but I can make a badass Spanish dish. Yes, sir.
I just got an email from Duolingo because I was doing the whole Duolingo trying to learn Spanish, and they just sent me an email and told me to just quit. So I don't know what that means. But...
That's messed up, dude. They're like, nah, sucker, nah. You making it worse for our people. All right. Number 7. What music people bringing into your life that you and me and Chris have been going back and forth about. Chris, man, I need music in my life right now. I found a renewed love for music, love for hip hop. I asked Chris the other day, man, hey, have you heard so and so? He's like, yeah. Hey, have you heard this? And I was like, oh no. So Chris put me on what was it called? Revenge of the Dreamers. What's his name? Dinge?
No, JID.
Jib. Yeah, that boy is nice. And some other cats that I feel like I put myself back in the days of dilated pupils of what's it called? Wu-Tang Clan, and just some East Coast hip hop, or just hip hop, backpack hip hop back in the days that I've lost, a little bit of that with everything that's going on. So this coronavirus, unfortunately, this quarantine has made me go back into that space, and I'm enjoying it like I was back in high school, to be honest with you.
Man, I mean the one thing, especially, we put this at number 7, just listening to lots of music, because without sports, we're having to go back and appreciate some of the things we kind of have forgotten, and honestly, man, in these troubled times and dealing with a lot of anxiety because of COVID-19, like the Weeknd's new album, man, it really came in right at the perfect time, and that album has just been so incredibly awesome to listen to. It's really helped me in a lot of times just be able to just chill and relax, man. That album in itself reminds me of like vintage Michael Jackson at his best. I mean,
it's very vintage. It has a very like late 80s, early 90s vibe to it. Very good. Have you heard it, Carl? The new Weeknd?
Man, I actually haven't got to check it out yet, but that's on the top of my list to go check out.
Have you listened to any music?
So
that is true.
So I haven't listened to much new music during the quarantine, but one thing I have been doing is actually been checking out. A lot of artists have been doing a lot of like live shows on like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and whatnot, and just checking those out, because like they're actually just going on there and like performing, and it's really, I mean, not once in a lifetime, but it's like these things never happen, like they have nothing to do either. You forget that it's like, it's not just us that is affected, it's celebrities, artists, everybody, right? So there was one that that y'all should definitely check out, that Timbaland and Swiss Beats started. And I think they started as just like a fun thing where they got on IG Live and just started trading songs that they had made back and forth, like, oh, what's one of your hits? What's one of my hits? And they just like battle. They just play the song back to back, just like trying to one up each other. And man, and and it's cool because it makes you reflect on like, man, I forget about all these hits that people have made, and then you might not even realize. Some of these producers, like, you forget how much Swiss has done, how much Timbaland has done, and so they started that series and then threw it on, passed it on to like other artists to do and battle each other as well. So one that's coming up Saturday is going to be T-Pain versus Lil Jon. So
what?
Check that out.
I don't even have the 808s to make that auto-tune voice. But
you know what? T-Pain actually doesn't even need auto-tune. He's actually a really good singer. He can really, really sing. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never heard him.
You never heard him? Bro.
Oh my God.
Without the auto-tune. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm guessing you haven't seen the show The Masked Singer then.
The what?
The Masked
Singer? No, never seen it.
So, spoiler alert, he wins the first season. I don't know if you plan on watching it.
Really?
Anyway, yeah. So you know the concept of the show.
Yeah. Hey, Antonio Brown was one of the ones that got kicked off first.
Yeah. It's funny, sports-wise, you know who else was on there? Terry Bradshaw was on there.
Yeah, he was.
Season 1. And Gronk was on there.
Who?
Gronk. The Rob Gronkowski.
No way. How far did they get, though?
Oh, not far.
Not very far.
It's funny, too, because Gronk, you could tell his voice like 1,000%.
No way, really?
just like his mannerisms, like, dude, that's wrong. Come on.
So some people are obvious because I know the concept, but like I was like, I guess.
Gronk is just obvious. You know what I mean? Like you could,
Right.
You know how he sounds. You know the way, like his actions, how he moves. You know how big he is. It's hard to hide who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So number 6, I wrote down some epic things to watch as far as us binge watching whole entire seasons, whole entire series is that even a word, series? And top of my list has got to be Tiger King. You guys, have y'all checked that out?
Joe Exotic.
Now, here's my main question. What do you think happened? What do you think happened? Seriously, what do you think happened to the husband?
She fed him to the Tigers.
Oh yeah, easy.
Really?
Absolutely. If you go back and watch some of those clips of her talking, like there's it just feels like she's like dropping hints, like she's done some stuff. Like I mean, she says things that you're just like, wait a second, is she like giving us some insight to like her
So
her deep
my wife
past?
pointed out the fact that she knew what to feed the tigers in order for you to tigers really come after you. So like when Joe Exotic was getting chased down by his shoes with I guess some perfume or something. So the tigers wanted to eat the shoes, and then Carol Baskins came out and said, well, if you really wanted to get them, you would feed them like sardine juice or sardines or something like that. And I didn't put one and one together, but my wife did. She's like, oh yeah, that. I'm like, oh snap. I don't know. I do think that she had something to do with them, but I don't know if feeding them to the tigers would be enough to hide all the evidence.
Oh man,
that's a lot of body, man.
Dude, I mean, this. The crazy thing about this is like, I put her in the same category as I did with Joe Exotic. They're all making money and revenue off of animals that are endangered that should be in the wild. And the fact that we actually have more animals in captivity than we do in wild.
That is crazy.
That in itself was heartbreaking. But I will say this. It had to be the most entertaining thing I've seen in a long time. Like Joe Exotic took things to another level. I mean, when he gets attacked by that tiger and no one's even helping him, and then he starts firing his gun, yeah. I was like, I couldn't believe I was gone. I was like, oh my God, like, that's how much people hated him. They're like, oh, I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna get eaten by a tiger.
But did you see that one chick that got her arm ripped off and went back to work?
Hell yeah! What? 5 days later. What? That's called dedication. Dedication.
No, I would have sued my. She chose to get her arm amputated.
That's because she didn't have the insurance, and she knew Joe Exotic didn't have the money to help pay for all those damn surgeries. She knew better.
I guess, man.
Dude, if you think about it, man, look, not even just her, everybody on that damn show is. I don't want to say brainwashed is like the right word, but it's almost like they released or they looked into how much they were like making, right? Those guys that are working for Joe were making like $20 a day, working nonstop around the clock. Yo, the people that work under Carol they're all volunteers. She has.
That's crazy.
Like
that is crazy.
And,
no,
and
but then
putting in
even the best one with the guy with like 5 different wives and like had a whole pyramid scheme.
Doc Antle.
Bro, and he was the best one. Like he was the most organized. He had the best looking show. He had like the most articulate person out of all of them. And
the best one was freaking Tony Montana, dude.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's a real gangster. That's a real Tony Montana, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, but he didn't put shows up. He didn't put shows.
No, but at the end of the day, it just proved, that show proved how crazy white people remain entertaining. That's all I gotta say about that.
I never said white people as much as I did on ever in life, as much as I did on that show.
That's what I'm saying. All I can think about is white people are crazy, bro.
Crazy. Shout out to all our white viewers. Listen, I love y'all. You keep putting out that material. It's keeping me entertained under COVID-19.
All right. One show, one movie. I've been watching so many movies, and it's a lot of. To be honest with you, dude, I feel like I've wasted some part of my life because of watching dumb shit. But one movie I did see, Miracle on Cell 7, that was amazing. Very good movie. If you do not shed at least one tear, you are not a human being. Chris has been telling me to check out Ozark, so I got to check that out. But what other shows did you say, Chris?
Oh man, there's so many good ones. So I'll just leave you guys with one so we can keep hitting this list. But man, honestly, Hunters. Watch Hunters.
Hunters, yeah.
On Amazon Prime. Listen, you got Al Pacino, you have Nazis being killed in Hunters. I mean, it's like Quentin Tarantino, like as far as like a TV show. It's awesome. It's amazing, and the plot is crazy, and the ending is fantastic.
Cool. Khoa, you got anything for us?
I mean, that's pretty much yeah. I think I've just been rewatching a lot of old stuff, a lot of like I said, sports and other stuff. Always The Office, Parks and Rec. Just rewatching some
For sure.
stuff.
All right, what y'all got for number 5?
Working out, man.
Oh yeah, I've done like a minimal amount of that. I've worked out 12-ounce dumbbells, and I've done a little bit of walking, but the most of, for some reason, man, why is my I don't know if you guys have the same problem, but my right hand is a little bit bigger than my left hand. I'm guessing because I use it more. But my bicep on my right has never been thicker. If you give my trick, y'all don't have the same problem.
We were talking about actual like real workouts, not visiting your manuela.
Manuela.
Definitely. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Even that, I'm worried about catching something from that. Shit, COVID-19 got me all jacked up. I can't even do that.
What?
Yeah, man. Oh.
Hey, what is it? I forgot what I was gonna say already. Oh, I was gonna say that app, Home Court.
There we go.
Check that out if you haven't.
We messed that boy up. He forgot what you were gonna say.
I think Steve Nash endorses it or is a part of it or something.
Home Court.
Yeah, it's a great little basketball app that has like drills and stuff
and you said it's free right now?
It was free like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it still is, but yeah, you should check it out. If it is, and if it's not, I mean, it's a dope app. So you just set your phone down and it records you while you're doing your drills, and it has all these prompts and stuff. So, man, it was a workout. I was like, damn, just dribbling a ball is tiring.
Nah, man, I've been working out, and then what Josh and I have been doing, we've been doing sprints outside, right when it's at most beautiful, because we've had some great weather out in Houston. I don't know if you can tell in the background.
No, for sure. I will say that Houston has had the best weather of the year, but we got to stay inside.
Like sprinting it out and just, doing as much physical, exercise in the house as you can possibly do within that 6 feet. So, yeah, man, just getting it in, man, because they said that, you're eating healthy and you're still working out, man. That helps with the immune system, especially if you get a visit from old Bob.
And so you guys picked up any hobbies for number 4? Anything extra that y'all don't usually do that you're doing now?
Just revisiting this thing, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Damn.
I gotta turn my thing off.
There you go. Nice.
So you don't want to play us a tune?
Yeah, man, play us a tune, brother.
I can't play anything, dude.
Yeah, play.
Remember?
Come on, man.
You picked it back up. I can't play nothing. Uh-oh.
No.
Damn.
That's for another day.
I was waiting for some classic Vietnamese rock and roll.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a little wet right there when he pulled out the guitar and I saw this. Got a little excited.
You know what they say about guitarists?
Picking it back up. What about y'all? What are y'all doing?
Well, man, honestly, shout out to everybody who's, I work in the mental health field. So, I've heard about anxiety attacks. I've heard about anxiety and how it just causes a lot of turmoil in people's lives. So, me being considered high risk because I have asthma has really put a lot of anxiety on myself. And so, having some anxiety attacks here and there and stressing out. So I really try to tap into trying to find my chakra and doing some meditation and breathing exercises. And I still don't know if I'm meditating correctly, but it's been helping. So, in that sense. So.
So what are you doing? As far as you say you don't know if you're doing it right. How do you do meditation wrong?
Well, the problem with meditation is that you have to be at a complete still as far as your thoughts, right?
Right.
So you can't allow your mind to wander. You have to really, really just become embodied with yourself and to the breathing exercises and trying to get as deep inside, your mind as possible and outside. You know what I mean? So it's hard because you start meditating and you're like, am I meditating? And you're like, damn, I'm already thinking again. So that's the hard part. So you just got to find a way. They say the best time to meditate is in the morning time when you first wake up because there's not a lot going on. So, that, and then also listening to meditation music at night. I've been learning about how megahertz, the megahertz of sound impact the different toxins in your body and helps with anxiety and just negative energy. So yeah, man, I've just been picking up on that, man. Listen, I ain't no expert, so shout out to anybody who's watching this. If you have some tips, if you have some other things you recommend as far as how you've been dealing with anxiety or how you meditate, man, please fire it up. Hit us up, message us up, let us know. So we can all get through this COVID-19 for real. I mean, Bob. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah. All right. One thing, I guess I don't want to say hobby, but thing that bleeds into the next one. My number 3 is spending some quality time with the family because there's something that we don't never get to stop and breathe and take and me and my wife got a lot of things in common, things that I didn't realize that we like so much, like the Tiger King. We both like that. Watching that and homeschooling my kids and spending time with the wifey, spending time with the family, man. It's something that we don't get to usually do, and just stop and breathe and appreciate the people that we have around. So yeah, man. I've been spending time with the fam too.
And it's been tough because we've been really following the rules about the 3 to 6 feet away from each other. So we're all in separate rooms, and when we do interact,
that shit's crazy to me, bro.
No, we are because I'm high risk, and so we have to take it serious from all aspects with this COVID-19, and so I think that's the hardest part is that when the closeness and the intimacy of just being able to be close to each other. You know what I mean? That's hard.
So there's no come on, man. But you didn't have a point of weakness of
no. Strict
intimacy, come on, dude.
John, I'm trying to live. I'm trying to survive.
I get that, but what's life without none of that?
Well, you find ways to interact even further, man. I mean, not all intimacy in a relationship has to do with sex or with the physical touch. It could just be good communication and practice.
Oh, you've been sending the pictures, haven't you, bro?
Oh,
you've been sending the pictures.
Hell no,
you got a banana for scale.
No. You can still get viruses on your phone.
Yeah, but. Oh, that was good.
Worried about that,
da,
man.
Da. Khoa, man, you've been getting a chance to kick it with the moms and the pops,
Yeah, man.
brothers.
A
You got any
little
brothers
bit.
and sisters?
What's up?
You got brothers and sisters, or are you the only child? I've asked you this before, but I can't remember.
No, I have a brother and sister. But
Okay,
they're
yeah.
older, so they're with their families, and then I got my mom and dad at home. But I don't know. I get nervous about seeing them just because they're older and
Oh yeah,
they're
that's true.
they're higher risk too. So when I do see them, it's just like I'm already hyper aware of everything I touch and what I'm
For
around.
sure,
So
for sure.
I just make sure that like everything is safe. I'm washing my hands and
Do
there's
y'all go
no
out with the mask?
cross contamination.
You leave the house with the mask?
No, I don't have a mask. So,
Do you, Chris?
but
I know I have.
I
I
haven't
ain't gonna
left the
lie.
house since I got told to go home for my job, and my doctor's office
Really?
told me to say I have not left the house at all.
What?
Just to go outside to do sprints. That's it, man. Hell no,
You're
man.
not stir crazy?
Honestly, man, I think that's the thing that I don't think people realize is that the trauma that COVID-19 is going to cause so many people, because the idea of going outside and catching a virus that could kill you really changes like how fear really sets into the mind. You know what I mean? And we
Right.
all don't even know the effects of how we're gonna deal with it once this even passes. You know what I mean? I tell you this much: never in my life has anyone or anything been able to stop me from chewing my fingernails until COVID-19, and now I actually have fingernails. I have not chewed my fingernails whatsoever,
Wow.
man. Not whatsoever.
What?
Yeah,
That
man.
is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, no, I'm just
yeah,
waiting for the vaccine. As soon as the vaccine comes out, bro, I am dancing like a ballerina outside. I don't
Hey,
give
you're
man.
two
waiting for
shits.
another 18 months, bro.
I know.
Hey, man. COVID-19 ain't touching that ugly face. Got the real antibody right there.
People not, man. Okay, so my industry, which is the bar and restaurant industry, has been affected big time. Like we haven't had work since the middle of March, so I don't. I've just been steady looking for a job. So my number two is man, that's taking all my time. Is just um, if I'm not doing something with the kids or something like that, or with the family, I'm trying to look for another job. And at this point, it don't matter what it is. Bro, I've been turned down maybe because of like you said, Chris, COVID-19 don't want to touch his ugly face. HB don't want to touch his face. Target don't want to touch his face. I'm not even in quarantine or nothing. Like I'm not officially quarantined. I self quarantine, but like, nobody's told me I have to stay home or anything. I think I'm good, but yeah, man. I've been putting mad applications in, mad resumes in. I've never made so many resumes in my life. Um, so yeah, that's my number two, man. Number two thing on my list. Just
Number
been looking for a
two,
job.
I'm pretty sure number two is probably kind of, I would say for a lot of people, probably number two is probably coexist with number one, which is, everybody's looking for a job. I mean, everybody's been impacted by it, especially if you're not able to go to work. And if you don't have PTO, if you don't have those benefits, or you're one of the people out there that has 1, 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet, or maybe you're like me who got laid off and you're having to rely on unemployment, and then you have a part-time job, but now the part-time job you can't work because you got to stay home because you're worried about getting sick. I mean, at the end of the day, like we're all worried about how we're gonna pay rent. Like I said, these are these are unprecedented times, and I think like moments like this, like, we're doing this top 10 as a way to just celebrate and be inspired one another. That we're all going through things, but we're all going through it together, some way, some fashion. And I'm pretty sure all of our top 10s are gonna coexist together. Because of course, we're not some viewers out there. Like, give us your top 10 things to do and while you're in quarantine, and please make sure you let us know what your top 10 is. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna look a lot like ours. But the good thing about all this is, while we're looking for jobs, the point is that we're still alive and that we can actually still have the ability to apply for applications, and to try to get that job. And I think once all this ends, I think the economy will start flowing again. And one thing about Houston, we learned that after Harvey, is once the city gets going, it gets popping. we be swinging and banging H-Town style. So at the end of the day, we got each other, John. Like I told you, I got you, man. We all not gonna let each other sink.
Hey, man, that's the number one thing, man. We out here trying not to. That's our number one on the list. Trying not to catch this BOB virus, this coronavirus. So, that's another thing. I debate, going out and doing certain things because I don't want to bring it to my family. That's it. And like I'm the main breadwinner, so when it comes down to it, if I can't work, we in trouble. So, it's definitely changed the way I view things, the way I work things around, and the way I think. Period. Okay. So yeah. Man, other than quarantining and being very careful, when I go out, I got a mask and a glove on. I don't know what else to do, man. To be honest with you, I try to be as careful as I can. Chris, you don't even leave the house,
No.
which is I commend you for doing that because I don't know how you get other than sprinting. I feel like I've gained like 10 pounds. Just staying in the house, and I got to figure out something to do as far as working out too, because man, it is real. It is what it is. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Listen, to all the viewers out there, man, this is one of the things we want to do. Not only want to bring the sports trap back to you guys, but also doing it in a way that's fun and exciting. We're gonna try to give you guys a weekly top 10 in 10 minutes. Although this is probably not 10 minutes, we're probably gonna be doing a top 10 on a regular basis, and this is a great way for us to interact with the viewers, especially. So, of course, watch the show. Subscribe, of course, and please leave a comment with your top 10 things that you're doing while you're in quarantine just to stay alive or just to get by, especially without sports. I'd like to hear some of the viewers things that they're doing and maybe something that we can learn from them, whether dealing with anxiety or whether it's a new recipe or maybe it's a new book to read or maybe it's a show I didn't even know to watch. Or like Khoa, I didn't even know he knew how to play the guitar, so I just found that out. So definitely want to hear that feedback. We want to really try to change the direction of the show and make sure that we're really making, that we're really getting interacting with the audience per se.
Hell yeah.
All right, fellas, good talking to you. And
Oh, there's a light.
The light in the room kind of dimmed out from outside. So, anyways, fellas, man, it's good seeing you guys, man. Reach out and touch you, Chris.
You can get viruses in your computer.
Khoa, how you doing, man?
Elbows.
High one.
Elbows.
That's right. Fellas, we out.
Peace.
Yeah.